39 and Nicoletta go. Oh la! Well, this is very exciting, everybody. I've got my gloves on for a very special reason, because I have got the Tiger King of Croydon in with me, and we are socially distanced because he's a long way, and I've got my gloves on. Do you want some Clarence?
Yeah, come on.
Got to do it. We're gonna do it. Tiger King came for breakfast this morning, along with Pedro from Farnham, but he absolutely won't come in here because he thinks the whole of the interweb is evil. Right, now, I'm going to move my knickers. I'll just move those over there. Tiger King, if you want to touch them, they're there. Right, so here's the jigsaw. It's quite hard.
It's like being guest on Top of the Pops here right now.
Top of the Pops! It's uncanny.
Slash when you get to go and visit the Coronation Street set.
Is it that exciting?
It's so exciting. It's like
so
something
exciting.
that you've just been living through for 3 months.
Yeah.
And you've imagined in your head, and now suddenly
it's here.
It's like going through the gates of Disneyland.
Now you see as well, I know that my system is rubbish and that fiance Zoe has highlighted that fact, but I did you see the episode where I started putting pieces in here?
One of my favourites.
Okay. Was it a highlight of your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what you can do anything you like,
right.
And if you need this, because it is so cocking complicated.
I'm not going to like mess up a system or something.
There isn't a system.
Okay,
You've watched enough to know there's not a system, and you can walk. Obviously, you've got to negotiate the eBay standing by stuff, the lawnmower, the dog bed, and everything else that's happened.
I will just say for everybody that it does look so professionally framed when you watch it on YouTube, but if you look around, it's like backstage,
Carnage.
Yeah, well, it's organised carnage.
Well, no, it looks like a shithole, doesn't it?
No,
there's no denying.
This
looked nice for Freddie's birthday last year, but this is.
It's like glamping.
It's glamping, but full of crap. So good luck with doing any bits of jigsaw.
Okay, all right.
Because it is quite hard, but I think hopefully now you might appreciate.
So are the pieces like vaguely sorted into? No. Okay.
No. Well, no, I did start by having bits of brickwork, and then these were all windows. But then I realised how many windows there are. Look.
Is there like a particular task that I can be helpful with? I don't have a problem doing like menial, like clerical tasks or something.
You could. I tell you what. Why don't you put all the windows in there?
Okay.
And then, if you want to, in an area, because.
So this is just for window pieces.
It can be now.
Okay,
It wasn't,
right,
but
right.
I think if we're trying to find a job, because I appreciate that coming into this and starting to do this is a bit.
It's a window piece.
Yeah,
isn't it?
you're
Brilliant.
all over it.
Okay, great.
Because look how many. I thought, well, that's good. But look how many there are.
What actually is this?
It? I don't
It sort
know.
of makes me a bit dizzy looking at it.
I know. I don't know, but.
Aesop's Fables or something
I
like
don't know.
that.
I generally don't. It doesn't even say on the box.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think it's like mental illness.
I guess there are like a couple of things that stand out that are easier to. Oh, you've done that already.
Yeah. I want
Sorry.
the easy bits. The easy bits. These surviving bits. Yeah. No, but I found that
I forgot how good this Clarence smells, by the way.
Do you want it? Look, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there because it is most.
Is it unisex?
Yeah. And
just saying that to
even
me.
on a no, I'm not.
Right.
And there's one guy I work with who only ever uses that. So yeah,
Who's
no.
that?
And also, it's 2020. You can do what you like, can't you?
2020.
If you want to splash it on.
Metrosexual.
In actual fact, on LBC, I heard Brute being re-advertised. Do you remember Brute?
My grandpa used to wear that.
Yeah. And
Old Spice.
I used to like Old Spice, I have to say. But so no, I absolutely, crack it on.
Problem is, I picked a piece up here and I'm like, oh, that looks like really distinctive, but then you look at that and
that's what I mean.
Slightly dizzy, so I'm going to put that back down again. I
No,
think.
see, the joy of this is having you in here is that you can actually see that I know what everybody's saying about the system, but even a system doesn't help you.
Yeah.
Because where the cock does that go?
How much? What sort of percentage of the jigsaw do you feel that you've accomplished so far? Have you tried to estimate it at all?
No, because I can't. Well, I can't do numbers.
No. Okay, fine.
So, but I mean, no. What do you reckon?
I reckon about 5%.
5%.
Which is pretty good going.
Do you think?
Yeah.
What? How many? 39 half-hour sections.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't work out what that means.
Claire from Beckenham, her tally was a bit scary, wasn't it? That I will do it next March.
Oh, wasn't it? Yeah, didn't Daisy work it out or something?
Yeah.
How long it was going to take?
Yeah, next March.
Right, good.
So that's why you have to
be honest,
come
we'll
again.
probably still be here next March working this
Well,
out.
why don't you come again and
Okay.
then we can. What we should do before is probably do a bit.
Let's try and crack on.
And try and
Sorry, I'm interrupting the flow.
No, what I'm saying is, you come before and we'll just do some. And we won't...
I've just realised as well that, because this is such a weird setup, I've not been making eye contact with you. It's like I'm performing to the camera.
You're performing to the camera.
I just realised I can just like look at you and
You
talk
can
to
look at you because you're on. You feel that you're on. And I have to check this because also, do you know the worst thing that happens is when you think you've done a great episode and you've discovered the bloody camera's not on, but it is working.
It's working, okay, great.
No, it's weird. It's weird, isn't it?
So we rehearsed this enough already. We can't do it again, can we?
Well, that's why I don't rehearse anything.
No.
Because I don't have enough time to keep doing...
Ding dong.
Here she comes. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Beth.
Move the pond vacuum probably to get in. That's why we've just
No,
had
I
to...
think you're coming to ask if you guys want cups of tea.
I'd like a decaf coffee, please.
I'd love another cup of tea, please. Thank you.
Great.
Beth makes a good cup of tea,
She
by
does
the way.
make a good cup of tea. She likes that popping in bit. I'm so glad you can see my pain. Because nothing... Here, I'm going to give you the box because that must help.
Okay.
You've got to have your hands in. This will be freaking... Now, fiancée Zoe and Claire from Beckenham, I didn't put my jewellery over the top because I know that distressed quite a few people when I had these gloves on. But these are pleasing. And I've got them on because I can't touch matte.
They feel quite high quality
latex
gloves.
They are.
You've not,
Well, they came free with them. Shall I tell you what they came free with? They came free with some shop from a farm shop.
Right.
Really randomly, my mum ordered fruit and vegetables early in the lockdown. She's always so good, this bloke. He gets you like, he's so entrepreneurial, and he's done like boxes of vegetables and stuff. And so we ordered these boxes of vegetables and stuff, and it came with a massive box of these and 6 hand sanitizer gels.
Wow, that's
yeah.
Good customer service. Do we need to say anything about your mum, by the way? We're about her, aren't we?
Right. So Nanny Tish, we had a breakfast today because we do a breakfast club every Friday. We're in normal life situations. So there's Binky dog's crying now. So today Nanny hosted breakfast in her garden, social distance.
Delicious.
Tiger King from Croydon sat there. Pedro from Farnham sat there. Me and my bubble sat there. And anyway, so then Fred got Nan's bike out. She got a really beautiful bicycle out of the shed, and she hasn't ridden it for ages. Anyway, so Fred got it out for her, dusted it down, and she went on it. And 1 minute she was talking to us, and then she sort of wasn't talking to us, and we suddenly went, "Oh, where's Mum gone?" She was on the bike, pedalling towards us up her little garden. And then very slowly,
looking so pleased with herself,
smiling away,
yeah.
And then literally she went very slowly, keeled over, and she fell, and she smacked her shoulder on her little raised bed of garden, and she laid there for a bit, and
I thought we were going to have to call 999.
I thought we were going to have to call the ambulance, but half of me was gutted I didn't have my phone on to film it.
Yeah.
Right. Then I thought, this would be, if I'd been back on Instagram, which I haven't been on for ages. That is also Instagram gold, my mum lying there.
Yeah.
But once I realised she was alive, obviously, I went through the normal emotions first.
Common courtesies
first, like, oh, are you okay? Then we laughed. Once she started laughing, I realised it was okay to laugh. But she did.
She was there for quite a while though, wasn't she?
She was there for quite a while. She was moaning, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Not moaning in a...
Luckily, she'd finished making our breakfast by that point.
Yeah,
so
fortunately, she tidied up.
Yeah.
Fortunately, she had absolutely...
Made us a nice cup of coffee.
We were literally supping our coffee. I mean, I did put my coffee down to get up to her, I will say. But, now look, that looks a good bit. Where do you go? See, this big case thing is really nice. So, yes, it was quite dramatic, wasn't it? And I think she's got a bruise, but we're a bit worried now that she's never going to get on that bloody bike again.
It's a nice bike as well.
It's a bobbin. It's a bobbin bike, it's called. And when we went to get that bike, because Bethany, I got one for Christmas and Bethany got one. And she said, oh, I like that bike, where'd you get that? So we went, she suddenly went, right, we're going to get one. So really, really random, there was a bobbin specialist at Southend Victoria Station. So we went down there one afternoon. What's she trying to get in? She's squeezing past the pond vacuum, which makes me laugh. Thank you very much. This is
your tea there.
Thank you.
Tiger King.
Nice work.
Thanks, Beth.
Tiger King.
That's
And so we went and bought it, and she bought it. She was so pleased with it. She quite fancied the bloke that was selling it to her. She bought it, and then she never ever used it again. And it's sat in her shed. But I'm really trying to get her on it because it's so nice. Now, and you go, oh look, Matt, done it.
Go on.
Get in. Da, da, da.
So you just link these bits up.
Just like that.
Come on.
But what is it? I don't know. This sort of weird.
Hang on, let me have a look.
Can you see? And the really weird, see this says Cafe Max. I've got a friend who's got a shop called Cafe Max.
It's like a wall with graffiti on it.
Yes, I've got the graffiti here.
And attention,
that.
flying unicorn.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Then that grey
Oh,
bit,
that
and
bit.
then what leads
Oh,
it?
it's just like a wall between two windows.
Some more bloody brickwork, isn't it?
Mm.
It's hard, isn't it? We're really glad someone's come in.
Why did you choose this particular?
Well, because Bethany bought it for
Right,
Christmas,
okay.
and because I do love a jigsaw.
Are you and going straight for the 5,000? Have you like worked up to 5,000, or did
No.
you just decide?
I've had smaller ones in the past.
Right.
I have, but I just thought. Well, also I saw the scale of it, and I couldn't have this set up in the kitchen or
No.
the lounge
That's true.
because this. Well, you've seen how long it takes me, but if I had this set up in the house, it would just be in the way. So, and also it's really funny.
And also, if you'd done a simpler puzzle, like say 100 pieces,
Yeah.
you'd have finished it too
I'd have
quickly.
gone,
You'd
honestly.
have to do like series
Yeah.
2, 3,
Yeah,
4 and 5.
Yeah, but there's it just made me laugh because everybody sensible saying why didn't you do a smaller one, but that doesn't interest
Where's
me.
the fun in that?
Where is the fun in that? I say to you, young tiger
Oh,
king.
look, I've done my first piece.
Nice
Oh.
one.
I feel quite satisfied by that.
That's very pleasing. And is that bit joined? Does that bit join to there? Does that come down to there, or is that you've got
Which
a bit
bit?
missing? Does that piece go into
Oh, yeah.
there or not? Is it just? Is
Oh,
there a
God,
piece?
This is quite stressful.
This is when
actually.
you find a bit on the floor.
Is there like a technique to
Yeah,
it?
there's a bit on the floor. No, a bit's on the floor.
Oh no, it does.
Wait, nice work, Tiger.
Was that already there and you just split
No,
that
no,
strand?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Give me a little.
I go, oh, look there, well
Oh, bless
done.
him.
Bless him. Have you found that being the Tiger King of Croydon has come with any problems, or have you found the crowds have died down a
I
bit?
had to change my running route
Yeah.
because I did this thing because I've never been much of a exercisey type person, but at the start of the
Right.
year I did this couch to 5k thing,
Right.
and I've just managed to keep it up ever since. And I sort of try and do it every other day.
So good.
But because I get noticed so much now,
Yeah.
um,
You've had to move.
people
You're-
want to slow me down and like do selfies and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep my times going, so I have to, either be really rude and go, really sorry,
I'm on a time
I'm on a
trial here.
timer, or I stop and my fitness regime goes out the window.
So yeah, so you
So
could
quite
become a
difficult.
real fatty,
Yeah,
but you've chosen to change your route.
yeah, and it's only because I've got nothing else to do at the minute. So the second, I'm allowed to go back to work, I'll go back to being
You'll go back.
unhealthy again. But at the minute,
I think
managed
it's
to make
good.
it work. Yeah,
I think it's really good, but I'm glad that you've understood how your fame has had to be adapted.
well, I have to thank you and the Commodore a lot for that as well. You've really sort of
The Commodore,
been my
I mean,
sort of PR team.
yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, you become legendary, and I think I'm a bit overwhelmed by the statue of you.
I have to also be aware that Croydon can't big it up enough.
Yeah.
Since we're all doing staycations this year, I would recommend it as like a holiday destination.
See, and not many people have heard that before.
But it's also very well located in South London, very close to the Commodore of Carshalton,
Yes.
Pearly Queen of Beckenham,
Beckenham. Yes.
and our friend Samantha of Streatham Hill.
You're correct.
I mean, like a little triangle
You're in a triangle. You're
And
in
also-
the stage management golden triangle.
by the right by the motorway down to the Landlady of Hove.
It's true.
So you could
and,
come to Croydon and be able to visit all
All
of
those
those different
people.
people. Which is,
and also pretty quick to Essex.
it's very quick to Essex. It took me an hour and 15 minutes. To
Great.
get
So that means you can come more.
Plain
Although I do
sailing.
want you to move next door.
Yeah.
I quite like that anyway because I think it'd be nice to have a little posse and like we could drop
Would that
dinners
then
around
make
and
you
stuff.
the landlady of Hadley?
Yes. Handley, actually.
Actually,
I'm going to try and get the landlady up actually. I did ask today.
she's become
but
a
she
bit
was very-
reclusive.
Well, not so much that. Whether she was lying. She said that because everything's unlocking,
Oh,
she
yeah.
can let someone in
She's ironing the linen.
to the Airbnb. So
That's
the
right.
linen is being laundered.
She takes that very seriously.
Well, I think also at one point, I think she actually let someone else iron the sheets and
Right.
sent the laundry out. But I think that wasn't up to the standards properly. So
No.
that had short
Well, it affects
shrift.
the Airbnb reviews, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And as a super host, you can't mess with that
No.
because she is a super host. Oh, go back in there. And yeah, you can't mess with your ratings really.
No.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm laughing. This has made me laugh so much. This is going to make me laugh in bed. Now, while we're talking about the Commodore, Tiger King, I've had an email from him. And here we go, dearest darling Julia, all the
Yeah, I
courtesy.
don't know why he does that. It's a waste of text for me.
Well,
Just get to the point.
well, because he's been brought up well,
Well,
hasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In Herefordshire, I suppose anything goes.
That's
but
true.
You know what I mean? Now
Drag
you've got
that.
gone straight to Croydon because you know that you don't have to do all that rubbish. He has a quick question, obviously, as usual. He says, "You excel at accurately replicating regional accents." Thank you.
Quite right too.
Your Glaswegian vernacular is particularly spectacular. Well, thank you, Hen.
Sounds
That's
like
me and my word down the road, Hen. See, it's on that. Yeah, it's like Scott from Scotland is over the moon with it. However, when you emulate Claire from Beckenham's accent by saying Beckenham, you always make her sound like a cross between Eliza Doolittle and Barbara Windsor. Well, two people.
Striking similarities.
It's uncanny. In a previous episode, Claire from Beckenham established that she's indeed a mathematical genius. Even Johnny Ball would attest to that fact.
Johnny Ball.
Do you remember Johnny Ball? You're
No
too
idea.
young. No idea. Now, Johnny Ball, for me and the Commodore, was on our screens all the time. Zoe Ball's dad.
Oh yeah, Zoe Ball's dad.
The
Yeah.
mathematician.
Right.
So Johnny Ball's dad. No, not Johnny Ball's dad. Zoe Ball's dad. But despite that, do you believe that Claire from Beckenham is the type of girl that thinks munching on a tepid pot noodle equates to fine dining and is quite frankly as common as muck? Thanks, the Commodore.
Controversial.
Well, I think it is controversial. Do you know why? I read that and I thought that's very interesting, isn't it? Because not me, but the Commodore is judging someone by their accent. Not me, him.
He's
Right?
a dark horse there, isn't he?
He's trying to bring me into the world of judging because I don't think saying Claire from Beckenham equates to anything apart from an accent.
I think he's trying to manipulate you.
He's manipulating me, Tiger King. He's trying to lead me down his dark path. In actual fact,
Which you probably would quite enjoy.
I've always enjoyed
Mincing
a
down
dark.
to it.
I've always enjoyed a dark path, particularly on a Tuesday after a bag of chips. But do you see what he's done there, though? Because ironically, I think he's shown more about himself there than me.
He's let himself down.
Because I don't think someone saying Beckenham is a judgmental thing. I don't think that anybody I just think because I can't judge anybody because I'm phonetics.
Also, in light entertainment programmes such as JigJaw, you have to sort of caricature things for dramatic effect.
Do you
don't
think this is light entertainment?
I do.
Do you not think this is hard-hitting, cutting-edge, like really
Current affairs.
current affairs? You're not finding
That's
that.
true.
You're not thinking it's like Newsnight.
No.
So Kirsty Walk doesn't have to worry too much.
Who's the one that Beth doesn't like?
Oh, she can't. Fiona Bruce.
Fiona Bruce.
Is safe. But really bizarrely, she's okay with her on the news, which that makes me laugh even more. It's when she hears do 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 do.
Quite like that thing.
She get I do, because I like. But if that music comes on, that means I'm sitting on the sofa with my bra off. Dinner's been done.
You've enjoyed Country File.
Country File has been out there, even though one of the presenters on that is getting quite cross. He's quite who's the guy that gets cross and politicky with everything? The red-haired guy.
Oh, Adam. Is that
Adam is the sort of more gentle farmer.
The Cotswold farmer, yeah.
But the other guy gets quite political, which he's not wrong about, because obviously he's right. But for Country File, you just want to watch a bit of lambing.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to think about all that, do you?
No, that's true.
But no, it's just that I like that music as well. And sometimes I have to shush the boys when I want to hear evaluation.
Evaluation of what?
Well, you know when you listen to all the preamble, don't you, about
Yeah.
just got to move my knickers. You hear all the preamble, don't you, about the piece, and you listen to the history. But then all you want to do is what does that couple, what those people come for. You want to hear how much it is.
That's true.
You don't care. And I like it when they say, but you wouldn't want to sell it, would you? Because it's your granddad's. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, but for 300 grand I would.
I always feel there needs to be like a spin-off show on BBC Three or something on what they did next with those items.
Yes, that's a good idea. Did they sell granddad's really? Yeah.
Did it cause a family rift and all that sort of stuff?
It must do, mustn't it? Because for all those... Do you like Repair Shop?
Oh, I don't watch that.
You've got to watch all of those. Have you seen any of them?
No. Is that the one where they
Take 'em
repair...
Old harmoniums.
Oh, I watched a little clip on Gogglebox. It looks quite emotional though, because all these items are quite personal to people, aren't they?
What's hilarious is you start watching it and you think, oh, this is some old wooden box that you're not really interested in, hang on, pieces on the floor. I think my large dungarees have scooped quite a lot on the floor today.
I think you look quite trendy today.
Quite trendy.
I do realise that saying the word trendy means I'm
That's
really
the total- and the word quite.
Yeah.
You're not. When you say you're quite, that doesn't mean you are.
And the
And that
fringe isn't
doesn't-
as bad as you've led us to believe
Well,
either.
because I've trimmed it. I trimmed it again before that webinar you saw.
Oh yes.
I literally did that before. Quite trendy. Well, I think that's because my gusset is really saggy, and I think having a saggy gusset, everyone's doing it these days. Even Pedro of Croydon is sitting
Pedro
in
of
the
Farnham.
Farnham. God, I'm obsessed by Croydon because you keep saying it's a staycation place.
It really is. I can't.
Well, where would we go? Right, say I came to Croydon. I've only driven through it at speed.
Well,
I have to say.
I like to call it the Shoreditch of South London
Oh wow.
because it's becoming very trendy.
Is it?
I've said the word trendy again.
Yeah, because you're
Undermine
so.
myself.
Do you think anyone who's down with the kids says that? Do you think?
No.
Do you think any of the kids
No
say
dear.
it? Okay.
But we do have a box park, which means
Have a what?
a box park.
What's a box park?
Box park is like it's a glamorous food hall basically, but it's all built out of shipping containers,
Ooh.
and there's all independent food vendors and a bar and like a big
Wow.
outdoor sort of semi-covered like communal eating area, and you go into all the different vendors and get sort of food from around the
How
world. And,
European.
yeah, and
for
there's
a
like
minute.
a DJ and all that sort of stuff. And there's one in Shoreditch, and then there's now one in Croydon.
I've driven past that one on. I've driven that one on the way to Aldgate. I think there's one
Yeah,
on the right.
that's the one. Yeah, that's the one in Shoreditch,
Ah.
and we've got the one in Croydon, and then we're also meant to be getting a Westfield shopping centre
Oh, if shopping centres still exist.
if shopping ever happens again.
Hmm.
So
Did
there's-
you let Florrie out?
Yeah.
Look at her
absolutely.
face. She's looking like. So you'd reckon? So what? Do you go to this aforementioned box park very often?
Well, I used to,
Did you?
but it's closed now.
Oh.
It's not deemed to be
You can't mix.
because it's sort of semi-covered, so it's not really outdoors, but it's not indoors also.
She's not having a bit of that, is she? Oh,
Shall
she
we
can't
go?
get past all the shit.
Oh.
Oh,
Hang
don't
on.
worry. Leave it. Leave it, Tiger King. Shall I tell you what I love is that you are experiencing my world.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I think some people thought that I'm making it up, that this shed is actually some beautiful Norwegian looking place. I think it will be eventually, but I think once I've got past all my... What's funny is I've collected so much, because the landlady of Hove and Brighton actually, or Brighton and Hove actually,
Oh, she's serious eBay, isn't she?
she keeps all her packaging. I have done that.
So I just have
right?
to do the classic. Just need to stop and have some tea.
I have some cup of tea. But what's brilliant is that now I've got more packaging than anything to sell over there.
Ah.
So Matt has gone out of his mind saying, why are you still... Why?
So hang on, have you just got all these empty boxes just in case you need to use them to package something?
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So
Right.
now I've got... I had stuff on the freezer because we didn't have anything, but then they bought some ice creams. So now I've got a lot of packaging, but not very much to sell.
And a lawnmower with a pink power cable.
The lawnmower, that was orange,
Right.
but it's faded.
Okay.
But that is meant to be outside.
Okay.
Basically, we got rid of the basically there were all tables here to the other day when I sawed all the legs off them with Fred. Because they were meant to be upcycled. So I bought all of these. I didn't buy. I was sitting having breakfast on this evening. I think I might have said where I was in one of the cafes, and one of the other cafes was getting rid of all their old tables. So I said, I'll have those and I will upcycle them.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode.
And Matt was absolutely like, what on earth have you done that for? We haven't got any room in our house. I said, Matt, we're going to upcycle them like they do on those programmes. Well, if you've seen that programme where the woman goes to those, hangs out at skip recycling centres and stuff, and she goes and grabs all their rubbish out of the boot and she upcycles them sells them for £1,000.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that programme?
I have.
What's it called? What's it called? You know the woman who's got that really lovely house and stuff. Oh, it'll come to
It's
me.
not
Oh,
oh bloody hell.
what's it called?
She's
This
not
is
called
fabulous.
Kirsty, is she? Kirsty Allsop. Or am I thinking something
No,
else?
you're thinking, no, it's not Kirsty Allsop. No,
Oh.
she's the woman who sort of has a slight twitch actually. And she goes around she goes to recycling centres, and you might be unloading a load of crap from your car. And then she goes, can I have that please? And I'm going to recycle it. And she takes it back after her trendy mates have upcycled it. And she shows you on an iPad and gives you 50 quid. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. I thought I did, but I'm clearly thinking about
I
something
think it's money for
completely
nothing.
different. Right.
It's one of those afternoon programmes that you probably haven't seen. 'Cause
Sounds
you're...
like a lot of effort though.
Well, it is, but so I thought I'm going to do that. That woman seems to make a fortune out of absolute crap.
Yeah.
So I commandeered these tables, and they've sat there for a year. And these are some of them, but I can't move these
Right.
because it's got
Why?
the
'Cause it's
jigsaw,
jigsaw.
which obviously is making Matt go mental. But so the
What in an ideal world would Matt use this shed for if you weren't doing
This
the
is
Jigsaw?
now when we get the money to finish it, it's going to have a nice floor and loads of comfy sofas, and we're just going to sit in here. A little
Because
desk there.
You've got these sort of
They all open
bifold
up.
doors, haven't you?
Yeah. So that's the little fire. I've got that. It's meant to be just a nice extra living space, but
Okay.
it's full of. I mean, Matt can't quite. Every time he comes in, it just makes his head pop off.
Well, you know, any day now, this is going to be complete, and
Any
we'll be able to
minute
crack
now.
on with it.
Yeah, we just need some money to be able to finish it. That's the problem. And as this hasn't entirely gone viral,
Have you thought of
nobody's really offering to pay advertisers.
no subscription fee or anything?
Advertisers haven't quite come my way
Right,
yet.
and Netflix aren't
Netflix haven't offered.
right.
No, nobody's quite come forward yet.
I don't know what to say about that really.
No, well, I think it's just probably best to say nothing because otherwise yeah. But I am aware that I've missed a few days because the people that are keeping up with it.
Well, to be honest, that's why I made the journey up here
Make
today.
sure
just
get
to
up.
check that you were still
Get
alive,
up,
really.
get in the shed.
Yeah.
But I have had some messages again saying, "Are you okay? What's happened to the JigJaw schedule?" So I do have to. I think next week I'm just going to have to sort it out a bit better.
And are you okay?
Am I okay?
Tell us how you are.
Oh, I'm completely okay. Apart from having a bit of a Zoom headache, because I get a bit of headaches after doing Zoom.
Because you're one of those people in life that always asks about other people.
Yes, I am completely
And
okay.
sometimes we just need to check that you're okay.
You're very. See, that's why you are getting a statue, isn't it? That is why you're getting a statue.
Just connect on.
Oh, I've just done a bit of that.
I think I just connected something.
Good man.
Yeah.
It's quite addictive, isn't it?
It's very pleasing when you actually do.
It's so pleasing, and I'm very pleased that Libby Licious, my fan mail, likes the word pleasing. She put it a lot in her emails. And I've just remembered, Tiger King, that
Yeah.
I did buy the domain name jigjaw.co, jigjaw.uk
That's commitment.
to try and get an email address, but I don't understand the negative. I don't understand how to do it.
Is this because the amount of emails you're getting is crushing your
it's
other?
because
You can't
those people who don't have my email address, which obviously there must be many
Yeah.
or 7, I thought they must want to get in touch with me. Surely to God. Although I did realise as well, you can leave messages in the comment section.
Has anyone left any messages in the comments?
Yeah,
section?
no, I haven't had any trolls yet.
Right.
But I'm waiting for that. But they talk right. Actually, to be fair, my friends troll me, don't they? They write to me and just nag me and tell me off.
No one's got your address, have they? They've not sort of sent you anything in the mail.
I've had one from a Canadian called Beyonce.
Oh, but that was a nice.
Yeah,
thing,
that was
wasn't
nice. No, I haven't had anything left in. No, I haven't had anything hideous sent to me.
it? Did I tell you I saw Beyonce randomly the other day, out riding her bike.
Did she look beautiful and
She just
Canadian?
looked stunning, just like the blonde hair flowing in the wind.
Was she tapping? Did she stop over and pull over and tap a tree?
She did, yeah.
Mm.
And I had to sort of.
So you're in a public place.
Yeah, there are laws in this city about just helping yourself to.
Yeah, you can't just tap a tree.
No.
And did her hair flow in the wind? And
It
she looked
did.
really healthy.
Yeah, she was on her bike, and then as she stopped, it just sort of all fell perfectly into
Did
a
it? Into
beautiful
nice ringlets.
Yeah.
You see, it's making my hands sweat with like guttedness and jealousy. Because look at me. Look, this looks like. Look, see the colours coming out my hair.
Yeah.
If I trim that one more time, I'm gonna have no colour hair and colour hair. So it will be totally bereft of blonde.
Remember when you dyed your hair red?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You've had many hair
Many
colours
hair-
over the years.
And do you
haven't
know what? I didn't ever as a kid. I never was rebellious at school or anything. And I didn't start dyeing my hair till I was about 30 odd. And then I was blue-black for a bit.
Blue-black. I was blue-black for a bit when I was 13.
What? When you were there?
I was into Offspring and Green Day and all that sort of music.
Oh wait, well I was blue. Did yours at night leak onto your bed? Like did it? Because on my pillow, when I used to wake up in the morning, probably till I was sweating like the middle-aged, the pillow looked like an ink pen had completely and utterly leaked.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, I did blue-black for a bit.
Blue-black.
But then I discovered my hairdresser, who I was with, he was doing a lot of drugs.
Okay.
And it transpired that, he does a lot of drugs. And I didn't realise how bombed he was. So every time I thought we were being like radical, he was just off his face and just trying anything that he could even consciously do.
He was probably thankful to have a little test guinea pig.
Yeah, I think so. And I was tolerant of him because I just went, oh yeah, let's do it then, great. But I didn't realise that. I know. So yeah, no, but I'm not with him anymore. But I'm with his boyfriend, who's great. They're both great, but it's a long story. Oh, now that it is hot in here, isn't it? Are you hot in here, or is it the gloves making?
I don't know whether I'm hot or just overwhelmed with excitement, about being backstage on JigJaw.
I'm so glad you're here. Will you come again and do it?
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Well, what we have to do is, the thing is, the problem is, if you think about this too much, you think about it and it's not just natural, is it? If we came up with a plan
that's where you're good, see, because when you invited me to come and be a guest on this edition, I got quite, nervous about it. But you're like all good television presenters. You're a bit like Holly Willoughby. You just sort of put people at ease.
Right.
And, make people feel relaxed in your company.
I think for the 8 viewers we've got, they'll be relieved to know that, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think, I know.
Have you ever thought about being a TV presenter?
No.
I can see you with like a morning
For
chat
this
show.
very reason. No, I did want to be a journalist, and I don't know if when you were at school, but I had to fill in this thing where you filled in things you liked and you didn't like, and it came up with the jobs that you could run.
Oh yeah.
It generated jobs that you could do. And really bizarrely, one was a journalist. I thought, I've always wanted to write. But I just never got round to it. And the other thing, it came out with the word stage manager, and I didn't even know what one was. Yeah, and I didn't realise that till years later when I found that little piece of paper in an old folder. But I didn't discover what a stage manager was till years later when I was doing sixth form. And
what was the first show you stage managed?
It was sorry at college.
Right.
But when I was at sixth form, like you, I did acting on that course, and I was so rubbish at it, and I ended up sort of organising them rather by accident because I was so embarrassed about my acting. And I learnt to do a book, like a show called book, but I didn't realise I just did it as a matter of practicality.
Common sense.
But and the director said to me, the guy at the course said, have you ever learned that? And I said, no, why? And he said, that's because that's actually how you write up a book in theatre.
It's just in your blood.
It's innate. It's innate. But it's all common sense, isn't it? Doing it. But actually that teacher ended up going to prison because he was going to universities all over to do interviews and stealing all their really rare books. He was stealing all their books and selling them.
What, like academic books?
Yeah.
Oh.
Antique books from their libraries, like really old books. He was going, he actually was suddenly disappeared from the college, and we found out that had been done. How weird is that?
Odd. Well, you've got to thank him though for steering you in the right direction though.
I know. Yeah, sort of.
Otherwise we wouldn't have met.
We both wouldn't have met. Yeah, and I only got it through work experience actually.
Should we tell a story about how we met for the first time?
Go on.
Do you remember? It was at Pimlico School.
Yes.
It was like National Music Week launch or something, and it was we had Matt Willis from Busted and a load of other young breakthrough artists, and it was like launching their initiative at this school, and we had to be there really early.
Yes.
I remember bumping into you.
Oh my God! How did you get there? Not by train, but by drive. But how did you get involved in that? Do you remember?
I don't remember actually. I think I'd done something for the production company. I think I'd done an event for them, and then managed to do an alright job, and they asked me onto this one.
God, who was that? Remember. Who was it?
I think it was Innovision.
Oh my God, yes.
I think it was Innovision anyway.
Are they still going?
I don't know.
No, I don't know either. Oh God, yes.
Bloody that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
That would have been like 2006.
Yeah.
14 years ago.
Oh my.
We go way back.
We go way back, babes. I've always liked you though.
Yeah.
Always liked you. And now you're a local celebrity. How could I,
Absolutely.
Do you think you'll have an unveiling?
Well, it's as I said in my recent correspondence, it's still with the council as to how this is going to get signed off, because there's a big debate at the minute about how high up the famous list I am, and also they're discussing the priorities of whether renaming a tram after Sue Perkins is more important than a statue of the Tiger King.
But surely that's been decided now, and they've said actually no.
I'm waiting for the official correspondence.
But also the fact you're on the Tiger King is so relevant. God, these knickers are getting in the way today. The fact that you're the Tiger King is so relevant and it's now, isn't it? It's current. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely current.
Although I have to say, even though I am the Tiger King, I've never marry two people at the same time.
That bit is mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
That bit.
Nor would I.
Nor would I. But also that guy's teeth. That guy's teeth, and I didn't understand why all his teeth are fell out.
Something strangely attractive about him there, don't you think?
Do you think? Right.
Maybe it's been locked.
Maybe that's time we find out a little less about the Tiger King of Croydon. Let's see how long we've done. We've done well. Guess how many minutes we've done?
24.
35.
Wow, that went really
35.
quick.
It goes really quickly.
Okay.
I think let's do a few more minutes because it's my first guess.
Okay.
Don't you think? Or do you want to just get out?
No. I'm
Are
just,
you like,
you know,
can we make this
I
stop?
feel like it's not actually happened. I'm still sort of taking it all in.
Because I'm taking it all in. It's so funny. It's hard though, isn't it? Don't you think it's a really hard jigsaw?
Well, I don't know how you cope with just being completely overwhelmed with the task ahead of you. It's like being at the bottom of a really massive mountain.
Well, that's why when you pop a bit in, you feel actually euphoric.
Yeah, that's true. I think I've only actually helped you with 2 pieces, but you know.
It doesn't matter. I tell you what is good. Over here, there's a whole. Can you pass me that box?
Yeah.
We won't touch each other, obviously.
Ops.
This bit's exciting because I think I might be able to smash this bit because this is woody and housey.
Oh yeah.
Got the roof there of this bit.
It's a bit sort of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
That scene.
But actually, there's so much to it. I mean, sometimes you look at it and you think, I haven't even seen that bit
No.
before. Pedro's talking a lot outside. He'll go absolutely mental that I've mentioned. Well, I haven't mentioned his actual name, have I?
No.
So that's good.
We've been
I got
warned off that.
Crikey, I got really warned off. I think he sort of stared me out. If the threat of even mentioning him, or because he's so funny, that's what's really
I
irritating.
think he's a spy. He's worried about his cover being
He
blown.
might be. He might be. Matty, I've started my family tree
Oh
on
yeah.
Ancestry.com. They're not paying me.
Right.
So that isn't a plug. So when I have to edit this, or I don't edit it, but when I publish it, that's YouTube.
Did you find
so,
anything interesting?
well, there's a little bit of Polish in my family.
Polish.
And there's a lot of on the Jewish side, and some great names like Shadrach. Shadrach.
Come on.
That's a brilliant name, isn't it? And but I'm completely addicted because there are 2 free weeks I've signed up to,
Right.
and I really want you to start tonight.
Okay.
Has anyone done it in your family?
I don't know, to be honest.
I
don't have any
almost want
family
to
from
start
Croydon,
yours.
so it would be, you know, from where I'm from in Herefordshire, probably is where most of my.
I'd love to know, but
Oh,
I kind
sure
of want
it
to
is.
start yours now. After
Okay.
this, I kind of want to go right. Let's just start your treat. But it is so addictive because
Well, I do have a bit of time on my hands this evening, so maybe I'll have
start
a go.
it. But it's very pleasing. You tap it, and then what you suddenly discover is somebody's already brilliantly all of the censuses from like 18 something or other. These beautiful handwritten calligraphy censuses. Everybody's been input. So, like, say you tapped in your great granddad.
Yeah.
Somebody has tapped in that, has looked through that census, put that name in, and then it links to his birth certificate, and also it's totally
Okay.
wild. I'll show you in a minute. I'll
Sounds
show you my census. I'll show you my census in a minute, Tiger King.
Show your Polish heritage.
I'll show you exactly my Polish and my Jewish heritage. And being in the heart of Essex, that is, you don't get to say that very often. This is going to make you laugh.
Go on.
Where Matt, my husband, works, down at a workshop, one of the neighbours he's got a unit there, and the other side there's a guy called Dave the Racist.
Dave the Racist.
Dave the Racist,
Why
right?
is he called Dave the Racist?
Because it's sort of exactly what it says on the tin,
Yeah.
right? So Matt has coined the phrase Dave the Racist, and he tries every time to either avoid it in the chat or just try and, alert him to the fact that isn't cool, okay? It's got a little bit, anyway. So the other day, he came out, Dave started talking to Matt about something or other. Matt was really trying to carry on. He said, what do you think about all this Black Lives Matter stuff?
Right.
Started cracking on. And it got a bit like, Matt said, look, it was getting a bit annoying. So he said, look, the problem is, Dave, you're a racist and I am not.
Wow, called him
Right?
out.
So Dave sort of paused for a minute and then went, ow, mate! Like, laughed. Right? Just started really laughing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody had actually said that.
Called him out, yeah.
Matt wasn't being rude or anything. He just said, no, the problem is, I couldn't think further from what you're saying.
Good on
And I
Matt.
was really proud of him. And then the other side of Matt is this beautiful West Indian guy who's just heaven. And I can't remember what he does, but he works on the other side of Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt went out and heard all this chatting and laughing and stuff. And it's Dave the Racist talking to this lovely guy. with no problems whatsoever. But having 5 minutes earlier, saying all this nonsense. So weird, isn't it? So it's funny how people work. But hopefully Matt has hopefully created some international relations there.
Good old Matt.
Down at an old unit in the Essex. And also, this is all going to make you laugh. We got some PPI back, right? Not much. You know when people say, "Oh, I got."
You're the first person I've heard that's actually done that and got some money back.
Oh no, I've heard people get like 13,000, 15,000, that amount,
That's
right?
great.
So I said, right, we're going to do this.
You're going to buy another jigsaw.
Because we're going to literally, the first thing I was going to do was that. You're quite right. So we only got like, I don't know, 700 quid. When other people have got thousands, it's always the way, isn't it? Anyway, so we got that. We were delighted with it. So the guy rang Matt and said, I'm very pleased to tell you, you have got £700 coming to you. So Matt said, oh, that's great. So he said, what are you going to do with the money? So Matt said, he paused for a minute.
None of his business.
He said, I'm going to do whores and drugs. And the guy laughed so much because he went, yes, mate. He said, nobody has ever said that to me before. I just loved it. Yeah, I'm probably going to just use it on whores and drugs. Oh, God. I married well.
It's like those people that approach you in the street and just are deadly honest when they say, got any money and what are you going to use it for? I'm just going to spend it on drugs. Well, fair enough for your honesty.
Fair enough. I'd rather you said that than say, yeah, exactly. So Matty, I think we've come to the end of our first...
Wow. God, that went so quickly.
Matty, I'm really pleased you came.
No, thanks for inviting
Thank
me.
you so much for coming into the shed, Tiger King. So you know what we've got to do now?
Oh yeah, got a wave.
We've got a wave. So anything you'd like to say?
I'd just like to say it's been a joy and a pleasure. Thank you, and stay tuned in.
Good one! See you soon!